Australian Open 2026 League updates. Minaur defeats McDonald. Coco Gauff advances. Swiatek. Djokovic in action on day 2. Court 6 hits max capacity as fans rush to watch Alexandra Eala. The vibe is electric over here at Court 6, where Alexandra Eala of the Philippines has won an impressive 6-0 first set against Alycia Parks of the USA. Remember that name? On Sunday, Filipino fans desperate to catch a glimpse of their new national hero crowded her practice session, waiting for photos and autographs. The popular 20-year-old has drawn quite the crowd today. There are flags, shirts, posters, and even some giant Eala heads. Chants and cheers are also plentiful. Every time she wins a point, you can hear the supporters from a mile away. There's also a noticeably higher security presence here at the outdoor courts today. While yesterday spectators were blocking paths and walkways, today they're being briskly moved on. Great for safety, but not so great for spectators. Staff are telling people that Court 6 is at maximum capacity, and not even letting people queue to enter at this point. There are dozens and dozens of people waiting to catch a glimpse, and it doesn't look like they'll have any luck anytime soon. Minaur wins first match. Minaur has effortlessly clinched his first-round victory against American McDonald, 6-26, 26-3. The 26-year-old Aussie never looked like he was in trouble and cruised through the match. Russian firebrand Daniil Medvedev stays calm in first-round win. Earlier on Margaret Court Arena, Daniil Medvedev advanced to the second round without inflicting any damage on his rackets, with a straight sets win over Dutchman Jesper de Jong. The Russian No. 11 seed won a third-set tiebreaker to win 7-5, 6-2, 7-6. Before the Open, at the Brisbane International, Medvedev said he should never repeat the meltdown at last year's tournament in which he damaged a net camera by smashing his racket into it. The incident contributed to $122,000 in fines. When he was informed in Brisbane that the Australian Open later used the tantrum in a promotional video, Medvedev quipped with a smile, "Damn, they should reduce the fine then because promotion means money. I didn't get paid for this." Here's a look at his antics last year. Some still left waiting after queue debacle. Australian Open organizers have prioritized queue management on Monday following backlash over long waiting times on Sunday, the tournament's opening day. Lines to enter Melbourne Park on Sunday were over an hour long in the late morning and early afternoon, as a record-breaking 100,000 people attended the first day. Some still faced issues on Monday. Peter Kolbach arrived at the Garden Square entrance at 11 a.m. on Monday to support husband Hall, who requires a walking stick. Even in the dedicated accessibility queue, the couple waited for about 30 minutes. You had to walk down to the very end, and then you had to walk your way back. So it wasn't very efficient at all, Kolbach said. "I know they're overcrowded, but think of the queues. If you double the numbers, you need to double the entrances," she said. There were even queues to fill water bottles at Rod Laver Arena. 2 sets up, and Demon's first match is smooth sailing. This is an absolute cakewalk for Demon, who is 2 sets up for the loss of only 4 games against American McDonald, as he steams towards his second-round showdown with young Sergin Medvedev, who had a good win over Mariano Navone. Demon's match is so far from what the Matteo Berrettini clash could have been. The fact it is whistling along at such a torrid pace should benefit Minaur, given he would not want to be stuck in the Melbourne heat for too long. Very difficult to be competitive, Auger Aliassime. We just heard from men's No. 7 seed Felix Auger Aliassime, who had to retire from his round 1 match against Portugal's Nuno Borges. The Canadian said he started cramping at the start of the third set, but couldn't push through any further. "I'm okay, but just started cramping at the start of the third set, and it became very difficult to be competitive at this level. I tried for a set, but wasn't possible today," he said. "I'm trying to be very professional in everything I do, prepare well. I love the sport and I love to play, so I try to do everything I can in my control to get ready. Being honest with myself, I'm not totally finding the reasons why this is happening. It wasn't happening in the past." On helps opponent off in a wheelchair. A bit of an unexpected victory for Australian Priscilla Hahn, who has won her round 1 match against Canada's Marina Stankiewicz due to a retirement. On won her match 1-6, 6-4, 5-3, ret, after Stankiewicz was taken from the court in a wheelchair. It's unclear what was wrong with Stankiewicz, who had a medical timeout earlier, but it looked to be a serious case of cramping. In a moment of great sportsmanship, Han went to the other side of the net to help stick Cusick into the wheelchair, and kept her leg elevated while they wheeled the Canadian off the court. Play halted after tech crash. Oh dear. Australian Jordan Thompson's match against Argentinian Juan Manuel Cerundolo was briefly suspended after the computerized line-calling technology crashed. The match was only held up for a few minutes, but it came as the pair were closing out the first set, with neither player having broken serve. Cerundolo went on to take the opening set against Jordan Thompson in a comfortable tiebreak, 7-3. Smooth operator, de Minaur takes first set. It's good news for Alex de Minaur, who has just won the first set 6-2 against American McDonald. It's been cruise control for the Aussie, who starts his Australian Open campaign against the lucky loser. Demon can at times be vulnerable to power and dynamism, but McDonald does not pose that threat today, and this feels like it will be a very smooth passage to the second round. Of course, it could have been so different if Matteo Berrettini had not withdrawn from this match pre-tournament with an oblique issue. Demon off to a roaring start. Alex de Minaur couldn't have asked for a better start. He's up 5-2 and looks to take the first set of his first-round match against American McDonald in under 40 minutes. The 26-year-old is getting plenty of love in the stands. It looks like some fans have dressed up as surf lifesavers, while other spectators have the classic green and gold hats.